Now that your horse is able to pick their feet up, we're going to look at building duration. So that's them holding their feet up for longer. Now, you might be working on the front feet staying up for longer while you're still working on them just quietly picking up the back feet. That's absolutely fine. You can just build it up as your horse is ready. So we're going to look at a few different techniques for building duration in hoof lifting, and you can pick and choose the ones that are going to work best for you and your horse, or you can use several of them as well. So starting with the simplest is literally just holding your horse's foot up for longer and rewarding them for it. Now, a good thing to do when you're doing this is to count so that you know how long your horse is generally able to hold their foot up for, and you can increase it gradually.
1, 2, good girl. 1, 2, 3, good.
The most important thing, as always, is clarity and consistency, which is why it's important to count either forwards or backwards. You can do 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, which can work really well as well. Now, if your horse puts their foot down before you're ready to reward, that's fine. You can just drop it and then quietly ask again. You might need to go backwards a little bit and build it up again, but it's just a way to make sure that you're consistent in how long you're asking your horse to hold their foot, and that you're not asking for big jumps. So it's not like, okay, now you can lift your foot, I want you to hold it for 3 minutes while we trim it. You want to build that up gradually. So when you are asking for more duration, you really want to keep in mind this idea of progressing like the tide. One of the drawbacks or pitfalls of counting is it can be easy to get into the habit of just asking for more and more. So 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 6 seconds. And the problem with that is that every time your horse gives you a bit more, you're asking for even more. So instead, what you want to do is ask, if you think about if you're standing on a beach and the tide's coming in, you don't know straight away whether the tide's going in or out, because you get a wave that comes a little bit further, a little bit less, a really long way, a little bit less again, but gradually over time the movement of the water is coming up the beach. So that's the kind of idea that we're looking for. So if you are working on counting, for example, then you might hold it for 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 2 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 3 seconds, so that you're changing it, but gradually each time you're asking for a little bit more. And the benefit of that is that you can reward the horse for, like, if they give you a nice long hold, you then kind of reward it with a bit of an easier one. So the counting is a good idea to make sure that you've got the awareness of how much you're asking for, but you want to have the progress to be kind of varied. And the other benefit of that is that it keeps your horse focused on you, because they're not just anticipating when they're going to be able to put their foot down. This is another way of building duration with this idea of progressing like the tide. So this is Bernie, a little rescue at Hope Pastures, working on holding his feet up. And he was so anxious about this. I mean, he was terrified of people, terrified of being touched. You can see when something moves to the side, he's quite reactive. And so when he was picking his feet up, he was kind of snatching them and not very relaxed. So Sue was asking for just a shoulder touch down to the knee, a little lift, a big hold, and then go back to just something easier, just back to the shoulder. And this can really, really help get your duration in any behavior kind of faster, because when they give you a big effort, you're backing off and rewarding again. So then she asks for a little bit more, down to the knee, a little bit of a bigger hold, and rewards that. Nice big one. And you can see he's calmer in this hold than he was before. And especially because he'd had that opportunity to go back and just have a little, just the shoulder touch just helped him to settle before she was able to ask for the big hold again. As well as moving on to an easy behaviour, you can use other behaviours to reward the good tries as well. So you saw that a little bit with Bernie, with going to the target, lifting his front leg. So here, CT coach Aria is working with her horse Toucanon, and he just gave, for the stage he was at, a really good lift with that right front, and she rewards him by taking him for a walk. So this is the challenge sandwich idea, which just works really nicely with this idea of progressing variably, where when your horse gives you a good try, you go off and do something easier. So you are sandwiching the difficult things in between easy things, and that can change depending on your horse. Another part of this is really choosing how you reward. So this is CT coach Laura working with Naeem, and there she just touched the hind leg, and when she just touches the hind leg, he just gets a little reward. But if he lifts it, she's going to give him a really, really big reward. So again, just really all of these techniques are drawing attention to your horse's bigger tries and really kind of highlighting those, either by rewarding them by making it easier, doing something fun, or in this case, giving them a really, really big reward. So I call this technique Polarity Clarity, where small tries get small rewards, big tries get massive rewards. And that can help to really build your horse's motivation in building duration. Okay, and the last technique I'm going to show you on the feeding while the foot is up is the open bar, closed bar. So this does require a second person. You can see Rachel's here. Coco's ready. When he offers and lifts the foot, she feeds him, and it's the same rule. Foot up equals food, foot down equals no food. Foot up equals open bar, foot down equals closed bar. And again, this can be a great way to get duration quite quickly and for them to really make some positive associations with having the foot up. So there, when he puts the foot down, we stop feeding, give him some chew time, and he's keen to go again, but we just want him to chew a little bit and also to really understand the difference between foot down and foot up. And then after a little while, foot up and bars open again. So as I say, this does require to work with somebody else who understands the process as well, but it is a really effective way, especially if you need to get them trimmed or something like that quite quickly. It does work. It can be quite a fast technique, which is nice. So there we go, foot up equals food. And you can see that he's wanting to keep his foot up, which is the idea, which is the point. Now, with all of these techniques, you've just got to be careful about what and how much you feed, because, of course, if they're stuffing their face, you want to be careful of choke. So the person who's feeding just wants to kind of trickle feed that at the front so that they're not just taking mouthfuls and mouthfuls, and also to give them chewing time in between times, even if they're, like Coco, not so keen on that. He's like, come on, let's do it. So again, this helps you give you some of your cue clarity and cue control, and just wait until we're ready. And then we go, okay, I give the cue to lift the foot. Rachel puts the hand out, hoof up, open bar. And of course that works. You can be the one at the front while somebody's working on the horse's feet. And that can be a technique that you can use with other people as well. If you're looking for more and more in-depth videos, then please check out the CT Club, which is my online membership site, which is full of a lot of detailed home study courses and videos. These ones, of course, are extracts from the daily handling course, and as you can see, module 5 is all about hoof lifting and goes into a lot of detail, including showing a lot of rescue horses or ones that have had a lot of problems with hoof lifting, to really show you how to train it from the start right up to hoof care. These ones, of course, were from building duration and relaxation in hoof lifting, and I go into a lot more detail with a lot more different equines so that you can really see how to apply it in different situations. When you sign up, you get instant access to all of the home study courses and all of the videos in them, so you can jump to the ones that you really need for your horse. And we give loads of support as well, so you can get support from CT coaches in the forum. We do monthly events, like you can come and join me and Rachel on Zoom twice a month in the Q&As, where we get to chat to you directly, which I really, really love. And we have study groups and we have guest presenters, always followed by a Q&A. So there's loads of support and community there, and it's all included in your membership. If you're interested in finding out more, just go to connectiontraining.com. You can find out more about us there. If you click on Learn CT online, you'll find out more about the CT Club and you can sign up there. And if you scroll to the bottom of any page on the website, you can find Unlock Your Free Video Training, where you can get free access to a lot more information about CT. So you just pop your email in there, and it teaches you more about how CT works, but also I've put together a whole range of videos that are about specific horses. So if you're looking to train a young one or an old one, or one who's anxious or lacking motivation, so that you can really understand how to adapt the training specifically for your horse. And you can also go to the website and check out our book as well, and there you can also get the first chapter for free to get a little taster. So I hope that helps, and thank you for watching, and happy horse training.